Hi ladies, it's Elisa and I'm here for a much overdue bump date. I am still pregnant. I'm still here. Unfortunately, I do have a 1-year-old, a 14-month-old going on a 16-year-old. He is currently showing us a preview of what the terrible twos and toddlerdom will be for us. So, I'm sorry, I just don't have a lot of time. Also, Brian's working harvest. He works in the wine industry, and they work a lot of overtime during harvest. So, we don't see much of Brian right now, so that means that I'm basically a single parent for these few months. Um, so, So, I have to go over weeks like 4, 5, and 6. Today I am 7 weeks and 1 day, and uh, pregnant, and I am just ecstatic. I think the reason that I was holding off doing these was one, because of the time, but also because I really wanted to wait for our first ultrasound to make sure that everything was going great. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So at 20 days, at 17 days past my transfer, I started to get nervous again because you have your first two betas on days 8 and 10, and then you'll get another one until day 20. So, because they just want to make sure that everything is doubling up and everything looks like it's according to your blood growing and doing what it should. So at 17 days past, I was like, I'm freaking out. I need to take another test, and I don't know if the tests that I got were kind of faulty, but my pregnancy line came up really dark. But then the test line to say, hey, there's two lines. Anyway, the other line didn't come up very well, and so I freaked out, and I took both tests in the box. But it was stupid because 2 days later, I mean, it did ease my mind a little, but well, no, 3 days later, we had the beta, and when I got the call, I was at work still, and they were looking for numbers between 3 to 4,000 range, to be happy with that, to prove that it's doubled properly, and my number came back at 11,348, I believe, or 49, and so when she told me those numbers, I was like, uh, uh, that's good, right? So, oh yeah, no, that's better than great. And I was like, okay. But at that point, I started going, oh my gosh, were we like the 1% where this baby has split, or this embryo was split, and now there's two babies? I was freaking out. And then I tried to, because my numbers with Sawyer were very average. The third beta was on the same exact day with Sawyer, and the beta during Sawyer's pregnancy came back at 4,000, just like a little over 4,000. And they were only looking for 3,000. So the fact that this came back with 11,000 made me go, uh, uh. So, there will be no surprise in this video. We did have the ultrasound. I had her confirm that there's one baby on board. I mean, we would be obviously overjoyed with one baby, two baby, three babies, but after our long NICU stay with Sawyer, we were very anti transferring two embryos because we didn't want to end up with twins accidentally. I mean, you know, we were just being taking precautions against possibly having another NICU stay. But yeah, so after that, I didn't get to have my ultrasound until 7 weeks exactly, and so that was a long wait too. I think it was basically another 10 or 11 days. But here is the baby for you guys. Sorry, see, this is the little baby from here to here, and then this is the little yolk sac right there. She said, don't think that you baby has like an insanely large head. Your baby's just from here to here. It was really hard for them to get the right angle so that it looked, more like a gummy bear and not like some sort of creepy alien being. But, because she was getting it the way the baby was. It was at a funny angle to the way she could move the wand, because this was an internal ultrasound. Um, so yeah, the baby is actually measuring. I went in at, because this gets into the 7 week bump date. I went in at exactly 7 days, and the baby's measuring 7 days, 7 weeks, 3 days. So it's actually measuring 3 days ahead. So we were really excited about that. So it's a good, strong pregnancy. His little heart was beating away, or her little heart was beating away, and it was 138 beats per minute. So she said that they like to see the heart rate between 100 and 200, and ours was right there, sort of around the middle. So everything has been just going great. So we're pretty excited about that, actually. Um, it's just been going pretty smoothly, but looking back, my pregnancy with Sawyer went pretty smoothly until about 12 weeks. So that's when everything started going crazy, when we did the nuchal fold scan, ultrasound, and blood work right there at 12 weeks. So I feel better. After having seen the baby, I was completely relieved, and I felt great and confident that I had a good, firm, strong pregnancy. But after the last pregnancy, it really just a doozy. I think that I won't probably feel better until after I have the nuchal fold scan this time, because I have pretty much decided that I do want to do it again. Actually, I haven't discussed it with Brian. We discussed it vaguely in the past, but so I'm probably gonna have to talk with him soon. I do have a phone appointment with my OB, like midwife intake nurse, for when I am graduated from my RE. Last pregnancy, because the way the weeks fell, I had 3 ultrasounds and was with my RE until 10 weeks. 10 weeks or 11 weeks, and then he released me to my RE. And then, everything went wrong after that. We got the nuchal fold scan, blah, 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 blah. So, but this time we only had that one ultrasound at 7 weeks, and we're going to have another one at 8 weeks and like 5 days. So it's going to be towards the end of my 8th week. And she said then after that, that's it. I don't have any subchorionic hemorrhage like I did with my previous pregnancy, so they're not really worried about bleeding or anything. Really, she's feeling very confident with the baby and the pregnancy and how it's going. I don't know if she's just a more laid back doctor than my last doctor was, or she just feels really confident in how things are going and progressing. So I'm going to go with she just feels confident, and hope that everything is going great. So having the phone appointment with my OB midwife, we'll get the ball rolling, because it usually takes them a few weeks, she said, to be able to schedule an intake appointment with my OB, who will be taking care of me throughout my pregnancy, as long as nothing crazy goes on. And then it would just be a typical pregnancy, and we'll only have like a couple more ultrasounds until like the end, as long as things keep progressing. So, yeah, so that's how the baby's doing and how I'm doing. Symptoms. This pregnancy is definitely different. I definitely feel different this pregnancy. I am not too much breast tenderness yet. They are bigger. I can tell that my chest is getting bigger. I have started losing weight again, because I do feel like I'm eating all the time, but if you remember with my last pregnancy, I didn't gain a single pound with Sawyer. So I ended up giving birth and then weighing like 25 pounds or something less than I did before I even got pregnant. But I am queasy. That's how it's basically different. I always say, like, if 10 is throwing up and 1 is like how I felt with Sawyer, or like, not sick at all, like you don't even notice you're pregnant, then I'm like nauseous at like a 4, 5-ish. Sometimes it gets up to a 6 or a 7, but I haven't gotten sick yet. But I'm also not holding my breath, because I really thought that I had made it past that throw up mark last pregnancy, and then the entire second trimester I threw up with Sawyer. brushing my teeth, you know, sometimes when I had just finished eating. I mean, I threw up a lot with him in the second trimester. So, not so much in the third trimester. Um, but I think only like once in the first trimester. So, we'll see if it's the same this time around, but I am queasy, way more queasy than I remember being. I go back and watch my last my pregnancy updates from then, and I'm so glad that I have them, because it reminds me, oh no, I remember that. And like one thing, I was watching my video, and last pregnancy, right around this time, butter started tasting funny to me. Some things just tasted odd, and I had butter toast this weekend, and the butter tasted awful. It tasted like fridge, and it wasn't rancid butter. It was just that same, my body went nope, and we did not eat the rest of that toast. So certain things like that, textures, will pretty quickly get me, nope, I can't eat that. Um, and I can smell everything. So, other than that, I mean, those are all typical pregnancy things and all stuff I've had before. So, you know, it seems like a pretty average pregnancy so far. I'm pretty excited about it. The one big difference is that this pregnancy, I have to take care of Sawyer, and this pregnancy during my first trimester, I don't have Brian to lean on most of the time because he's working. Like, he's working these ridiculous shifts, and he's not here very often. Um, except for in the morning, and Sawyer's easier in the morning, and so it's just harder to get things done. And like when I was pregnant with Sawyer, I could just come home from work and I would nap until Brian got home, or you know, I could take naps on the weekends, or I could go to bed really early at like, you know, 8 if I was just so tired. And right now I'm so tired. I mean, you're tired raising a toddler anyway, but that combined with the fact that I'm super pregnancy tired, and I can't nap. You can't nap with a toddler unless you nap when he naps, and he doesn't nap from the time I get home from work to the time he goes to bed. And I can't go to bed early because Sawyer, with his nutritionist, we have to give him a water feed basically through his pump. We give him 8 ounces of water, but I have to get up and do that for him at 9 and put on his oxygen and everything. And Brian can't do that because he's not here. So I have to stay up until at least 9:30 anyway most nights. So it's been a struggle these about last 2 weeks. You know, my tiredness is going up, but I'm not being able to nap. So on the weekends I do, this last weekend especially, I did try to nap when Sawyer napped instead of doing chores or laundry or something. So and I have to try to rely on our girls more when they're here. But Haley's in college, and she's got a job, and she's working a lot and doing homework a lot. And then Drew's got a really active social life, and she's a sophomore in high school. She's got a lot of homework too. So, you know, they both have their own lives, and they can't, you know, help me co-parent all the time because I'm exhausted and pregnant. So, anyway, you know, it's just something I'm struggling with. It's just a season. Harvest will be over in 2 months, and then I'll be out of my first trimester. And hopefully, Brian will be able to pick up the slack maybe in my second and third trimesters. I'll get to nap then, or go to bed early at least. So, yeah, I don't know how often I'm going to be updating you guys. I probably won't be every week like it was with Sawyer. I am going to try to get them up at least every other week. But no promises. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a terrible YouTuber. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or comments, I would love to hear from you. And if you're new, hi there, hello. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, so I'm still pregnant. Baby's still growing. My little gummy bear is still in there. And I still am feeling like it's a girl. Mostly because I'm sicker, but I know that's only an old wives' tale. So this video is getting long. I'm sorry, guys. Lots of weeks to catch you up on. But, yeah, so I will be talking to you soon, and thanks for watching. Bye.